In this video, we'll present a list of 10 countries whose lemons could pose a fatal risk to your health. We'll start with the least risky options and end with the most alarming examples, where seemingly attractive fruits hide toxic residues, pesticides, radioactive contamination, and dangerous bacteria. You'll learn how the uncontrolled use of chemicals, wastewater, and fertilizers can turn a healthy product into a source of serious and sometimes incurable diseases. Each point is backed by research and real-life medical cases to help you grasp the severity of the issue. We'll also provide practical tips on how to choose safe lemons and avoid those that could harm you and your family. Watch the video until the end to learn how to protect your health and make informed choices. If you have thoughts on the list or feel that a specific point deserves a different risk level, share your reasoning or suggest changes in the comments. We're open to revisiting the order of countries in our list to make it even more accurate with your input. This video is going to be incredibly informative and helpful. If you want to take control of your health like a pro, give it a like, and let's get started. Tip 10. Never buy lemons from countries with high levels of environmental pollution, such as the United States. Contrary to the common belief in the high-quality standards of agricultural products in the United States, some regions face critical environmental pollution issues. Industrial zones, such as the Rust Belt, which includes states like Ohio, Michigan, and Pennsylvania, as well as California's Central Valley, where a significant portion of citrus fruits are grown, are under serious ecological pressure. Soil contamination with heavy metals like lead and mercury, along with high pesticide levels, makes lemons from these areas potentially hazardous to health. A 2022 study by Johns Hopkins University revealed that soil used for agriculture in California contains up to 4 milligrams of lead per kilogram on average, exceeding safe levels established by many international environmental organizations. Lemons grown under these conditions can absorb toxins through their root systems, leading to the accumulation of harmful substances in the fruit. Air pollution also plays a significant role. In areas with intensive agricultural practices, nitrogen and sulfur emissions often settle on plants. A study conducted by Harvard University found that 12% of all lemons grown in California's Central Valley contain residual nitrate compounds, which can convert into carcinogenic nitrosamines in the human body. A real-life medical case highlights the seriousness of this issue. In 2021, a 45-year-old man was admitted to a hospital in Chicago after months of experiencing chronic fatigue, headaches, and a metallic taste in his mouth. Blood tests revealed elevated lead levels, which doctors linked to contaminated lemons he had regularly purchased from a local farmer's market. The patient required prolonged treatment with chelation therapy to remove the toxins from his body. To avoid such risks, it is essential to carefully check the source of your lemons. The best option is to choose organic lemons certified by independent environmental organizations that ensure the absence of harmful substances. When shopping at supermarkets, look for labels such as certified organic or grown without pesticides. If possible, buy lemons from local producers who can guarantee the safety of their products. Another alternative is to grow your own lemons at home, provided the climate is suitable. Using clean soil and water can minimize the risk of contamination and ensure the quality of the fruit. This approach is not only safer, but also allows you to enjoy fresh, natural lemons, knowing their origin is entirely under your control. Tip 9. Never buy lemons from countries with insufficient water quality control for irrigation, such as Pakistan. Pakistan is a country with a diverse climate and vast agricultural lands, but water quality issues make lemons from this region potentially dangerous. Much of the water used for irrigating crops comes from contaminated sources, including wastewater and rivers polluted with harmful substances. According to research by the University of Minnesota, more than 60% of water in Pakistan fails to meet international quality standards, leading to the contamination of crops with dangerous microorganisms. Lemons grown under such conditions can become a source of intestinal infections. The irrigation water often contains pathogens like Salmonella and Escherichia coli, as well as parasites such as Giardia. These microorganisms can easily penetrate the fruit's skin and contaminate its interior, making the lemons unsafe even after washing. For instance, a study by Arizona State University found that over 15% of agricultural products from Pakistan are contaminated with salmonella, placing the country among high-risk exporters of agricultural goods. The consequences of consuming such lemons can be severe. A case from the practice of Dr. Andrew Benson in New York highlights the risks. In 2020, a 32-year-old man visited Dr. Benson after experiencing acute abdominal pain and diarrhea following the consumption of freshly squeezed lemon juice. Tests revealed the presence of salmonella, which was traced back to contaminated lemons purchased at a local market. The patient spent a week in the hospital undergoing intensive treatment to prevent dehydration and other complications. This case underscored the importance of water quality used in growing produce. The solution to this issue begins with careful selection of lemons. Consumers should check the country of origin on the label and avoid products from regions known for water quality problems. Additionally, it is recommended to thoroughly wash lemons in a solution of vinegar or citric acid to reduce the risk of contamination. However, this method is not always fully effective, as microorganisms can penetrate deeper than expected. The best way to protect yourself is to choose certified organic lemons grown in countries with high levels of environmental control. Alternatively, opt for trusted brands that guarantee strict quality control of their products. Tip 8. Never buy lemons from countries with high levels of chemical fertilizer use, such as Turkey. Turkey is renowned for its agricultural lands and the wide variety of fruits it produces. However, behind the picturesque lemon groves often lie serious environmental issues. To boost crop yields, farmers in this country frequently use significant amounts of chemical fertilizers, leading to nitrate accumulation in the fruit. While this might enhance the lemon's outward appeal, with their bright yellow skin and large size, such produce often carries hidden dangers. A study conducted by Cornell University revealed that up to 20% of agricultural products in Turkey exceed safe nitrate levels. This is particularly concerning for lemons, as their peel and pulp can readily absorb these substances. Once in the body, nitrates are converted into nitrites, which bind with hemoglobin in the blood, reducing the body's ability to carry oxygen. This poses a significant risk to children, pregnant women, and individuals with chronic respiratory or cardiovascular conditions. Unfortunately, such lemons can lead to the development of methemoglobinemia, a condition where the blood cannot effectively transport oxygen. In 2019, Dr. James Robertson from the University of Washington, treated a 5-year-old boy who was admitted to the hospital with severe weakness, bluish skin discoloration, and shortness of breath. It was discovered that the family had been regularly using Turkish lemons to prepare fresh lemonade. The child was diagnosed with methemoglobinemia caused by high nitrate levels in the lemons. His treatment involved oxygen therapy and intravenous methylene blue to restore normal blood circulation. This case highlights the importance of selecting products with verified chemical safety. To minimize risks, always wash fruits in a solution of water and baking soda to remove chemical residues from the skin. Additionally, whenever possible, choose organic or certified lemons that guarantee minimal use of harmful fertilizers. This small step can make a significant difference in protecting your health and the health of your family. Tip 7. Never buy lemons from countries with widespread citrus diseases, such as Brazil. Brazil, with its rich agricultural traditions, has long been one of the world's largest exporters of citrus fruits. However, behind the sunny groves of this country lies a serious problem. Citrus greening disease, or Huangbing HLB, has become a devastating catastrophe for local farmers. This bacterial infection spread by insects affects trees by altering the chemical composition of the fruit, degrading their taste and nutritional value. A study by the University of Florida found that over 35% of citrus trees in Brazil are already infected, and the disease continues to spread. Lemons harvested from such trees may look flawless on the outside, but they hide significant issues inside. Fruit from infected trees often has altered acidity levels, which can irritate the stomach lining and cause discomfort in individuals with heightened sensitivity. According to the University of California, approximately 15% of fruits grown in HLB-affected regions contain elevated levels of furanocoumarins, compounds that can disrupt the metabolism of certain medications. For people taking medications for hypertension or diabetes, such lemons can lead to severe complications. One real-life medical case highlights the risks. In Houston, a 54-year-old woman with chronic gastritis regularly consumed lemon water, believing it to be beneficial for her health. However, her condition worsened. She experienced severe stomach pain, heartburn, and nausea. Doctors identified irritation of her stomach lining linked to lemons purchased at a local market. Testing revealed that the fruit was infected with bacteria associated with citrus greening disease. Her treatment included completely avoiding citrus fruits and using medications to restore her stomach lining. How can you avoid such problems? First, always check the country of origin for your lemons. If the label indicates they are from Brazil, it's best to avoid purchasing them, especially if you have chronic stomach issues or take medications. Opt for lemons grown in regions with strong agricultural oversight, such as Spain, where farming conditions are better controlled. Making informed choices ensures not only the safety of your food, but also your long-term health. Tip 6. Never buy lemons from countries with frequent cases of product fraud, such as Italy. Italy, a land of bright sunshine and endless lemon groves, has long been celebrated for its produce, often considered a benchmark of taste and quality. However, behind the appealing labels and alluring claims of organic product often lies deception that can seriously harm your health. According to a study by Purdue University, over 18% of products sold in Europe as organic fail to meet ecological standards, and Italian lemons are no exception. The fraud begins with labeling. Lemons grown using pesticides and chemical fertilizers are frequently labeled as eco-friendly and sold at premium prices. Why is this dangerous? The chemical substances used during cultivation can remain on the peel and even penetrate the fruit's pulp. For example, research from the University of California found that up to 25% of pesticides used in agriculture remain on the surface of fruits even after washing. These chemicals can cause allergic reactions, hormonal imbalances, and even increase the risk of developing cancer. A real-life medical case underscores the severity of this issue. In 2020, a 38-year-old man in New York who purchased organic lemons from Italy for his restaurant began experiencing skin problems and chronic fatigue after regularly consuming drinks made from these lemons. Doctors found traces of permethrin, a pesticide banned in organic farming, in his blood. His treatment included a detoxification regimen and a complete avoidance of citrus products for several months. How can you avoid this problem? First, only buy lemons from trusted suppliers with a reliable reputation. If the label says organic product, ensure it is certified by independent organizations like USDA Organic or their European equivalents. Second, always thoroughly wash lemons with baking soda or a specialized fruit cleaning solution. This can help remove pesticide residues if they are present. Additionally, pay attention to the smell and texture of the lemons. If a lemon smells like chemicals or its peel appears overly shiny, it could indicate treatment with wax or other substances. Being vigilant and informed can help you enjoy safe, high-quality lemons while protecting your health. Tip 5. Never buy lemons from countries with high levels of radioactive contamination, such as Japan. Japan is a country known for its exquisite cuisine, rich traditions, and fertile lands. However, some of these lands were affected by the tragic 2011 Fukushima Daiichi nuclear disaster. The radioactive contamination caused by the catastrophe impacted soil, water, and air, compromising the quality of agricultural products, including lemons. On the outside, these lemons may appear flawless, but their internal composition can pose a serious threat to your health. According to a study conducted by Stanford University, up to 12% of agricultural crops in areas near Fukushima contain traces of radioactive isotopes such as cesium-137 and strontium-90. These elements have long half-lives, up to 30 years, meaning they continue to affect food products for decades. Radioactive isotopes penetrate the root systems of plants and accumulate in the fruit, making them unsafe for consumption. The consequences of radiation-contaminated lemons are severe. Radioactive substances build up in the body, damaging bone marrow, the thyroid gland, and other organs. This can lead to leukemia, thyroid cancer, and other oncological diseases. The American Cancer Society notes that exposure to radionuclides increases the risk of cancer by 18% for individuals who regularly consume products grown in contaminated zones. A real-life medical case from San Diego illustrates the danger. In 2019, a 47-year-old woman was hospitalized with complaints of rapid weight loss, chronic fatigue, and bone pain. Her diet included a significant amount of lemons imported from Japan. Tests revealed high levels of strontium-90 in her body, linked to radioactive contamination. The patient required prolonged treatment to detoxify and stabilize her condition. This case serves as a stark reminder of the importance of avoiding products from radiation-affected areas. How can you protect yourself from this hidden threat? First and foremost, carefully check the origin of your products. If the label indicates that the lemons were imported from Japan, especially regions near Fukushima, avoid purchasing them. Instead, opt for lemons grown in countries with favorable environmental conditions, such as Spain, Italy, or Greece. Additionally, consider using household dosimeters to test products, particularly if you frequently buy imported citrus fruits. While such precautions may seem excessive, they provide peace of mind and ensure the safety of your food. Protecting yourself and your family from such risks is always worth the extra effort. Tip 4. Never buy lemons from countries with high levels of soil contamination by heavy metals, such as China. China, one of the world's largest citrus producers, has long attracted attention for the scale of its agriculture. However, behind the abundance and affordability of fruits from this country lies a concerning reality: significant soil contamination with heavy metals. Industrial emissions, unchecked use of chemical fertilizers, and insufficient environmental protections make Chinese lemons a hidden health risk. A study conducted by the University of Michigan found that in certain regions of China, lead concentrations in soil exceed safe levels by 40%, while cadmium levels are 25% higher than acceptable limits. These heavy metals gradually accumulate in plants, including lemons, and ultimately enter the human body. Lead and cadmium are particularly dangerous as they can damage liver and kidney cells, leading to chronic diseases and, in the long term, oncological conditions. How do lemons contaminated with heavy metals affect the body? Once ingested, these metals pass into the digestive system and spread throughout the body. Cadmium, for instance, disrupts kidney function by reducing their filtration capacity. According to a study by the Harvard School of Public Health, individuals who regularly consume products with elevated cadmium levels face a 30% increased risk of developing chronic kidney disease. Medical cases highlight the seriousness of the issue. In 2021, a 52-year-old man in California frequently used Chinese lemons to make juices. He sought medical help after experiencing persistent fatigue, abdominal pain, and memory problems. Tests revealed high levels of lead in his blood, which doctors linked to prolonged consumption of lemons from regions with contaminated soil. The patient required chelation therapy to remove the toxins, but his recovery took several months. To avoid such risks, pay close attention to the origin of your lemons. The country of origin is always indicated on the packaging. Choose lemons grown in countries with strong environmental controls, such as Spain, Greece, or South Africa. If you are unsure about the quality of the product, thoroughly wash the fruits in a solution of water and baking soda, or use specialized fruit cleaning products. Additionally, remember that trust in large supermarkets does not always guarantee safety. Whenever possible, buy lemons from local producers or farms with a proven reputation. Being mindful of where your lemons come from can help protect your health and the health of your family. Tip 3. Never buy lemons from countries with high levels of pesticide contamination, such as Egypt. Egypt, a country with ancient agricultural traditions and a favorable climate for growing citrus fruits, hides a concerning reality behind its advantages. In an effort to boost yields, farmers often overuse pesticides. As a result, lemons grown in this country may pose a significant health risk, particularly for those seeking to add fresh and healthy products to their diet. According to a study conducted by Duke University, approximately 22% of Egypt's agricultural land shows high levels of pesticide contamination, including toxic chemicals like chlorpyrifos and dimethoate. These substances seep into the soil and water, eventually settling on the peel of fruits and penetrating their pulp. Consuming such lemons can lead to the accumulation of toxic substances in the body, increasing the long-term risk of cancer. For instance, the U.S. National Institute of Environmental Health Sciences reported that regular exposure to chlorpyrifos raises the likelihood of developing liver cancer by 18%. How does this impact health? Pesticides tend to accumulate in the body, damaging the nervous and endocrine systems. For individuals with chronic conditions such as diabetes or hypertension, exposure to toxins can accelerate complications. Dimethoate, in particular, disrupts metabolism, worsening overall health. Additionally, research by Oregon State University found that even small doses of pesticides in food can weaken the immune system, leaving the body more vulnerable to infections. A real-life medical case underscores the seriousness of this issue. In 2022, a 42-year-old woman was admitted to a Los Angeles clinic with severe headaches, nausea, and general fatigue. She had regularly used lemons imported from Egypt to prepare homemade beverages. Tests revealed high levels of chlorpyrifos in her blood, indicating chronic pesticide exposure. Her treatment involved a detoxification program and a strict diet to aid recovery. To protect yourself and your family, it is crucial to pay attention to the origin of your products. Avoid lemons from countries with known pesticide contamination problems. Look for certified products. Those labeled organic often undergo rigorous testing for chemical residues. Before using lemons, wash them thoroughly in warm water with baking soda or a specialized fruit cleaning solution to remove pesticide residues from the peel. By being cautious and informed about your food choices, you can safeguard your health and enjoy the benefits of clean, toxin-free produce. Tip 2. Never buy lemons from countries with uncontrolled use of banned pesticides, such as India. India, a country rich in culture and ancient agricultural traditions, is well known for its fruits. However, behind this charm lies a hidden issue that few consider. Indian farmers often use pesticides that have long been banned in other countries due to their toxicity. These substances are applied to combat pests, but their unchecked use turns crops like lemons into potential health hazards. According to a study conducted by the University of Pennsylvania, up to 35% of agricultural products in India contain traces of pesticides such as endosulfan and paraquat, both of which are banned in the United States and most European countries. These chemicals seep into the soil and then into the fruit, accumulating in the peel and pulp. They pose a significant threat to the endocrine system. Endosulfan is classified as an endocrine disruptor, capable of impairing thyroid function, reducing fertility, and causing fetal abnormalities in pregnant women. Long-term exposure to these toxins also increases the risk of cancer, particularly breast and prostate cancer. How does this affect people in practice? Pesticides build up in the body over time, and many remain unaware of their harmful effects. However, research from the U.S. National Institute of Environmental Health Sciences indicates that regular consumption of products containing endosulfan raises the risk of hormonal disorders by 28% and the likelihood of cancer by 15%. Combined with other factors such as stress or poor diet, this risk can double. A real-life case highlights the dangers. In 2021, a 50-year-old man was admitted to a hospital in San Francisco complaining of chronic fatigue, reduced libido, and sudden weight gain. He revealed that he frequently consumed lemons imported from India, attracted by their natural aroma. Tests detected high levels of endosulfan in his blood, confirming the connection between his condition and the contaminated fruit. His treatment involved hormone therapy and a complete elimination of citrus fruits from his diet for several months. To protect yourself from such risks, always check the origin of the lemons you purchase. Avoid products from countries where pesticide regulation is weak or non-existent. Opt for lemons from trusted sources with stringent agricultural controls to ensure the safety and quality of what you're consuming. And here's the most important point on our list. Tip 1. Never buy lemons from countries with uncontrolled use of wastewater and waste-based fertilizers, such as Mexico. Mexico, known for its juicy fruits and sun-soaked plantations, might seem like the perfect place to grow lemons, but the reality is far less ideal. In some regions of the country, particularly rural areas, farmers use wastewater and organic waste-based fertilizers to irrigate citrus trees. While intended to conserve resources, this practice turns lemons from a fresh and healthy fruit into a serious health hazard. According to a study conducted by the University of Arizona, over 30% of wastewater in Mexico contains dangerous bacteria such as Escherichia coli and toxic chemical compounds including ammonia and phosphates. These contaminants easily seep into the soil and are absorbed by the tree's root systems, compromising the quality of the fruit. Lemons grown in such conditions may harbor harmful microorganisms capable of causing severe intestinal infections and, in some cases, even sepsis. What does this mean for your health? Once ingested, pathogenic bacteria begin to multiply in the body, leading to acute abdominal pain, diarrhea, and vomiting. For individuals with weakened immune systems or chronic illnesses, consuming such lemons can result in serious complications. A study by the National Institute of Health in the United States found that consuming products grown with wastewater increases the risk of intestinal infections by 40%. A real-life medical case serves as a stark warning. In 2020, a 36-year-old man from Houston was hospitalized with a high fever, severe diarrhea, and signs of dehydration. He admitted to drinking lemonade made from Mexican lemons shortly before falling ill. Tests revealed the presence of Escherichia coli bacteria in his system, which were traced back to the contaminated lemons. His treatment included intensive care and a course of antibiotics, but his recovery took several months. How can you avoid this problem? First, always read labels and check the country of origin for lemons. If the product comes from Mexico, particularly from lesser-known regions, it's best to avoid purchasing it. Instead, opt for lemons from countries with stricter agricultural regulations to ensure your safety and the quality of your food. Next, I recommend checking out these videos, and don't forget to leave your likes and comments. I'm looking forward to them.